Up guys, so this is going to be the trade recap for July 23rd 2026 of how I made 3,800 bucks, roughly 3,900 bucks across my accounts today. So let's get into the recap. I'm just going to show it on NAS because I can only do replay mode on one asset. Going into the day, we have Asia session right here, London session right here, and immediately off the bat what I'm noticing is around 7:38 when London session ended, we get this weird dump down, and I don't really understand why. Usually what you see New York pre-market is us consolidating, and then obviously when New York opens we manipulate and then do whatever we're going to do for the rest of the day. But yeah, and so typically what you see is when we have a big move like this, either overnight or pre-market, it usually means New York is going to be pretty slow and just bad PA overall. So I wasn't expecting too much going into market open. We have Asia high above as a target. We have London high above. Asia and London low got taken, obviously. But at this point, I'm looking at this, and we are 400 points away from London high and 500 points away from Asia high. We're not going to go back up 400, 500 points. We're just not, right? So that's kind of off the table. Looking at the 4-hour, I can see that trend is overall bearish, but we have just swept out a 4-hour low. So now could we react and go higher off of this low? Yes. Or do we continue and push past that low to this 4-hour low? Okay. And then on the hourly, if we are going to reject off of this low right here, I need some kind of target higher. Well, looking at this, I see that we have a 1-hour fair value gap we have not tapped into yet, so this would be my target higher. So that's kind of what I was thinking. Obviously we swept out this low, so off of market open, we end up getting a reaction higher, and at this point I just didn't really like longs. I just didn't like long. The only thing that I wanted to take a long to was this 1-hour gap. So at this point, we're still 200 points away. I'm just looking for more confirmation that we actually do want to go higher. At this point on this candle, like it's obviously looking very bullish. It's obviously looking like we're going to go up. So at this point, I went down to the 1-minute time frame, and it's just a little bit choppy, right? And so play out the next candle. We're just continuously going higher. Like now it's like, okay, like pretty certain like this is the draw. So now all I'm looking for is some kind of retrace, and then I wait for the retrace. So really essentially all I'm looking for now is we've already confirmed the draw, waiting for some kind of retrace and then a flip, and I take my entry. So that's all I'm looking for now. And then at this point, this looks like my retrace. So we have confirmed the draw on liquidity. We have just tapped into a 1-minute gap. So now all I'm waiting for, so we've just gotten confirmation leg, we've just got the retrace, and now I'm just looking for some kind of flip, and we didn't get it. So at this point, what I'm noticing now on this next candle is volume has slowed down dramatically. In these last few candles, we had a ton of volume, especially you can notice it on this candle. Now at this point, these wicks are telling me that these are signs of low volume. Typically what you see is when we go up like this and then all of a sudden start going sideways or we have a lack of volume, you typically see a reversal in the opposite direction. So at this point, I was expecting a possible short. What do I take shorts to? What do I have lower is an unfilled 5-minute gap. Whoops. So we have this unfilled 5-minute gap right here. So if we're going to go down to anything and retrace, even if we want to continue this bullish trend, I believe that we do have to go lower and retrace into something. What would that be? Probably this unfilled 5-minute. So you could TP at the top of it. You could TP right here at the midpoint of it. But so at this point, I'm just waiting. This is my main target. I'm just waiting for some kind of confirmation that we do. I just want more confirmation because again, this is still respecting bullish order flow. I do like the lack of volume that is showing signs of a reversal. I just want more confirmation we're going to go lower, and we get that on this candle. So at this point, this is where I took my entry, and instead of TPing just at this 5-minute because it's so close now, I end up TPing at the midpoint because that candle went down further than I was expecting it to. So I end up taking my entry here. TP was at this midpoint, and then stop loss was, it was like a 1-to-1. It was about here. Because putting it this high is less than its negative RR, so I put it here, and I assumed like this candle is clearly telling me that there's a lot of volume in the market. I'm just expecting it to honestly just flush down. Next candle, go straight down to this point. I'm break even. And then next candle, smash the TP. So that was a short that I took to make roughly $3,900 across all my accounts today. So it was a pretty solid day.